Hello and welcome. Today I will be reading for Gemini for the month of October. Let's see what's happening for Geminis. First card. Artemis of the Forest. And what it says down below is you are now independent and free. This is your first card. Next card we have the Golden Phoenix. Something you thought was finished bursts back into life. Then we have a twist in the tail. An unexpected change you did not see coming. Sorry about my neighbour's dog barking in the background. It does this all day long, every day. Next we have Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in a relationship. And then we have a beautiful rat. Take care of yourself. Dinosaur friends. A childhood friend. Childhood treasures resurface. There's some nice cards in there. The Wolves of Venice. You are far away from home. Little Wolf Girl. It's all right to be alone. And our final card. Oh, beautiful. You've got Pose Brave Flight. You will not let fear stop you this time. Okay. Now let us see what's on the bottom of the deck. Oh, we've got on the bottom of the deck 2 kittens. You must choose. Okay. In the beginning of the reading, we've got Artemis of the Forest and the Golden Phoenix. I've found these 2 cards usually come up, and especially this one, Beauty and the Beast. I found these 4 cards actually always come up when there's third-party situations happening and people are not being honest about what they're actually doing, and usually they come up when you actually know within yourself that something is not quite right, that something is wrong, or you are not being told the truth, or you are being outrightly lied to. To begin with, the first card you've got is Artemis of the Forest. Now, this card usually comes up when we need to strip things away. When you need time for yourself, when you're basically, sort of feels like when your resolve is being tested, you need to go back to basics and discover who you are. It's like a part of you that's been forgotten. But gentle and alert, wild and free. It's a powerful card, and it speaks of the huntress and basically the need to be able to use your talents and keep your senses about you, keep your wits, because at the moment things are in a fundamental phase of life. You need to look at who provides sustenance, love, care, shelter, all those things put together. Look at who is supporting you and who is not supporting you. You need to go back to basics and strip away everything that is not doing you any good right at this present point in time. And then we've got the Golden Phoenix. I love the Golden Phoenix. This card actually speaks of a new phase of life. And it talks about a strong energy, and it can often mean something from the past returning. It could be a desire to make change in health, to be more concerned about health and wellness, well-being. It's time to become stronger, to rely on yourself and to rely on your skill. It speaks of taking care of health and energy. So that your body can best support you. You should, now would be a really good time for scented candles, essential oils, herbs that purify and that cleanse. Drink lots of water. Water is important because it helps for the body to be able to metabolize toxins and release the toxins from the body. You had a phase where there's been quite a few negative things happen to you of recent, and by doing this, you will be cleansing the body of all of that negative energy that's been caught up over time, and it will allow for you to make way for future. This is coming up for most of the star signs that I've been reading. It must just be the energy that's in the universe at the moment. Now you've got a twist in the tail, the unexpected, something you did not see happening. This usually comes up when we've had very intense emotional experiences that have left us a little bit bewildered and confused. It's time for change. Like, this card can often refer to a marriage, a divorce. It could even refer to a child that you did not know you had. But it also speaks of the sweeter things in life as well. Change does not necessarily always have to be a bad thing. Change can also be good. Change makes us grow. It gives us resilience, and it tempers us and makes us strong and resilient. At this time, I would say that you need to be protecting the boundaries around you and take good care of the inner self. There's a balance of energies that's happening within you at the moment, and you are going through almost a rebirthing, I feel. And even though has been to date a very difficult path, there's been a lot of anxiety and a lot of hurt. And look, even through all of that, that will even bring you surprises as well. Surprises about yourself internally, and you will find that you have a strength which you have had to draw on that you didn't know you had. This card is here to tell you that regardless of what adversities you face, there are your guides and your angels are guiding you through this situation at the moment, and that you are protected in this situation. So then we've got Beauty and the Beast. You need space in a relationship. This can be a difficult card because it talks about it's almost a card of codependency in a relationship where you are sort of being controlled by another. It's saying that symbols of attachment need to be released. You know, like, I can also talk of a divorce or a breakup in a relationship where things have to be divided up between the two of you. You need to seek your own connection to the divine so that you can overcome emotional tyranny or control, you know. It can't come through another. It has to come from within you. It has to come from your own power. It's time to rediscover yourself and rediscover your truth and your power, your own self-worth. It's it's like a blessing in disguise. Okay, the beast is giving you a rose, and the rose pricks you. It makes you bleed. But what we need to remember is that when we bleed, our body recreates healthy new cells into the blood, which make the blood strong again. It helps to depollute the blood. So that you will be able to purge yourself of these negative attachments that have been binding you in the past. It's time to seek a better connection in love instead of chasing the delusion. A stronger connection with yourself and the divine. And if you can overcome this, what flows from this is a connection to bliss, happiness, all the things that you've been missing previously. The beautiful rat tells us to take care of ourselves, to take care. It's kind of, like I would say in the traditional tarot, I would call this the temperance card. Because it tells us to take care of our life's liquid, the energy that runs through our soul. We need to take care of that and protect that, because as I was reading from here, these particular cards are more negative. This card tells us that you're moving into a more positive position of self-care, where you're taking care of yourself and you're loving yourself in a way that you haven't before. It is time to rediscover who you you are, to take care of yourself and your soul's liquid. It's time to become strong in your own right. Now, dinosaur friends, this speaks to us about things from our childhood, possessions, things we've made at school when we were young. Also friends from childhood, friends from school, old connections and things that we have packed away and put in a box. It's time to bring those things out, and because this will help you to reconnect with your inner child. And by reconnecting with the inner child, we can bring back the energy of the past, which were more positive, and we can connect with those to strengthen our path to the future. We rediscover things about ourselves that we had forgotten. You want to do something that is people would say is out of character, something that you would not normally do, but this is the beginning of a new path for you in a new direction. You may even go to a family reunion or visit an old family home that you used to live in. Visit places that you used to visit when you were a child. It's time to do things that reconnect you with the inner child within you, so that you can play. You need to play. You had too much drama, and it's time. The Wolves of Venice. This card has you, well, as it says, it's far away from home. But it's more than that. It's usually it's a card of travel, where you're traveling to unknown places, and usually at night time, in the evening. It's time to rediscover the power of change in your life and acceptance of that change. Sometimes we get stuck in the moment and we become a little bit too confident, and we lose the will for adventure to want to go out and explore and see the world. But it's time for you to do that, because in exploring the new environment, you're also exploring the inner self, and you're discovering new things about yourself that previously you hadn't known. And that's because all of these things which have led up to this have brought you to a different headspace, where you are now ready to leave the past behind and step into a new future. And I feel like you could be moving to another area that is quite a distance away from where you actually are now. And this will be a good thing for you, because the next card we have is Little Wolf Girl. Now, this one says it's okay to be alone. And this card always comes up after codependent relationships where there's been a lot of restrictions and control. And now that you've broken free of that, I feel as though it's time, you feel like it's time for you, and like it's like your life starts today on this new day, and you are not going to allow anyone to change your mind or to block you from your path. You have decided where you want to go from here, And you are going to do it regardless of what anybody says. And that's why the last card we have is Post Brave Flight. Because you are ready to leave all that shit behind you and move on to a new and better future. And this future is going to bring you a lot of benefits. Although there is a choice that has to be made. And I believe that is to break away from a codependent relationship. Whether that be a relationship between a spouse or a codependent relationship between you and a child, or maybe even a parent. I'm feeling that it's more of a like romantic nature though, and if you can manage to break free from that, the future that is going to come to greet you after you've done that work is going to be amazing. And October is the month for that for many star signs, because this year it is the end of a cycle, and 2020 we begin a new one. Anything that you do not leave behind you now, you will have to carry around for the next 30-something years. So I urge you, if there's anything that is displeasing you or making you unhappy, act on it before the end of the year, my lovelies. You do not want to be carrying that shit around for another 30 years. That's what I have for you today, Gemini. Thank you for joining me, and blessed be, and I wish you all well. Thank you.